You're very, very welcome, Victoria.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Did you ever hear of an Irish version of that before?
I haven't. It's beautiful.
Isn't it very nice? Yeah, she's a Scotch girl, and it's a lovely lilt in her voice. But wouldn't it be lovely if, when we were at school now, that that kind of songs was done in Irish? We might be singing, all learning Irish by now, you know.
You're lucky to learn me.
Yeah. Victoria, thank you very much indeed for coming on and talking to me this morning. And we're going to talk a little bit about inflammatory bowel disease, and there's a new patient manifesto by young people that is going to, this we're going to talk about. But just before I talk to you, Victoria, can I just say to you that, and I've said this before because we talked a bit about it over the years on the programme, and I have a special interest in this because my own wife had it, and I know a little bit about it, you know, about, now, you have Crohn's disease. Yeah, and she had ulcerative, I can never say that word properly, ulcerative, colitis, but they're both very, very, very similar. Now, you contacted when you were 17. Could you just tell our listeners, Victoria, what was the symptoms at the very beginning, and how were you diagnosed that you actually had Crohn's?
Okay. Well, my symptoms at the beginning, it was in the summer of 01, and I was in French college. Kind of caught a virus. I was very weak. I was a very athletic young girl, and I could hardly walk up a flight of stairs. Anytime I ate some food, I was crippled over with pain, literally going down onto the floor for 10-15 minutes at a time, with severe cramps in the abdomen. You kind of get a fever, loss of appetite, severe diarrhea, not symptoms that you're going to be really talking about to friends or colleagues. But I was very weak at the time, and I just thought it was a virus. But the symptoms didn't go away then. They persisted during the summer. And one of my sisters noticed my abdomen quite swollen. I looked like I was about 6 months pregnant after I ate. And then my mother brought me to my GP, and he referred me on to a consultant.
I suppose you hit the nail on the head there when you said it is not a complaint that you talk about to friends.
No, it's not. Because you're embarrassed, you're not too sure, you think it's going to go away. Now, obviously, I even started noticing blood in my stools, but you still don't say anything, you still think it's going to go. But when my sister obviously saw the abdomen as swollen as it was, my mother knew, she was a nurse in her day, that there was a problem. But you don't talk about how many times you go to the toilet to your friends, you know, during having a social cup of tea, you go, oh God, I went to the toilet 20 times. It's not something that's spoken about, and it should be. Yeah, because the thing is that whether people like it or not, it is when you have this disease, the toilet is nearly the number one thing on, particularly when you get a flare-up, on your menu for the whole day, isn't it? It is. It's been so fantastic, this manifesto, because I've been speaking to my peers, other people that are going through it, and that's what's so exciting, because you don't talk to anybody else about it, and you plan your day. If you're going shopping, you know on the route where you can stop and go to the toilet, what facilities let you go in. If you head down to any shopping centre, you know exactly where the toilets are. And some people get to the extent that they don't want to leave their house when they're having a flare-up because they want to be close to a bathroom facility.
When you were saying there, Victoria, about, you know, you would be doubled up with cramps, is it exactly the same if, an ordinary person, I don't mean that way, but you know what I mean, you just got cramps, maybe they drank too much orange juice or something there. Is it that, or is it even more severe than that?
So severe, and the thing is, you start to learn to live with it, and you don't realise how bad you are until you're going through a gut spell. But you can't even describe the pain. Sometimes it's like about 50 knives stabbing you in the abdomen, and also you get shooting pains into different areas as well, and it can just come and go, and it can just feel like you've just been stabbed. It's very severe pain. Also, recently I went out for dinner. I had wheat-free pasta with a garlic sauce, and I was perfect during dinner. And on the way home, I thought I was being good with the food, and on the way home, I was in the car, and I just had to be quiet, and I was just gripping the handle because I just needed to get to a toilet. And then I went to the toilet, and I was literally lying on the bed for about 2 hours, just rolling back when I'm bored with a hot water bottle on my stomach trying to ease the pain and the cramps. So no, it's not like just an ordinary person kind of going through a hangover or getting a tummy ache.
How long was it from you went to your GP that you were diagnosed with Crohn's disease?
I went down a bit of a different route, unfortunately. I tried to go to an alternative doctor, and they just thought it was bacteria. Then I went to another consultant who I wasn't very happy with, and he just didn't exams on me. Now, he diagnosed me, but I don't know if I should say this, but his receptionist diagnosed me over the phone. He was on holidays at the time, so I found out sitting at my kitchen table. Never heard of the disease in my life, so I went straight on to the internet and Googled it, and obviously read all the worst things possible. But later on, anyway, I've changed my consultant, and now I'm working alongside him, and he's excellent.
Yeah, because where it is a very, very serious problem, it can be controlled. It can be.
And I mean, I've had a wonderful life. It's not that since I've been 17, I'm now 25, I haven't been sitting at home, feeling sorry for myself. You can absolutely get on with your life, and that's why it's so important that if you do, feel any symptoms, don't be embarrassed about it. Go to your GP, speak to a family member, because you can lead a normal life. I've went backpacking through Australia, New Zealand, Fiji and everything there 2 years ago. I just had a backpack full of medication with me as well. And, you go through your good stages that you're not running to the loo and that you're not worried about it and you're not going through pain, and that's what the medications are, and that's what your professor's there for, to try and find a happy medium for you to get a good lifestyle again.
How often do you get flare-ups?
I've been quite good, to be honest with you. I had a flare-up there at the beginning of the year, and I'm still trying to kind of maintain it. I've been changing my medication to try and find something again. That's where we're very, very limited. There's not that much out there for us. But I say since I was 17, I say I've had about 5 or 6 big flare-ups. But again, never as bad as when I was first diagnosed, apart from the beginning of this year, obviously when I had to change the medication. But I mean, it is controllable. I feel everyone is completely individual with it, and that's why it's great with this manifesto. Like, we've set up a Facebook organisation. We're able to talk to each other and give each other tips. I find staying off wheat and dairy is really, really good for me. I drink loads of peppermint tea because that helps settle the stomach and the colon. Diet, I avoid all smoking, and you try and cut down on alcohol as well. So it's all kind of trial and error, and that's what's great. We get to kind of give each other tips now, because I'd never met anyone before with Crohn's disease, would you believe, until I became part of this manifesto and met my peers. And that's what's great about it. We get to actually talk to each other and try and help each other out. And you feel like you're not alone anymore. It's a very isolating disease. And now we can actually kind of talk to each other and you feel normal again.
Could you have imagined, when you were told you had it at the beginning, Victoria, that you would be live on the radio talking about it?
No, absolutely not. And it's brilliant and it's so exciting because, when I was 17, I mean, you think your world is over, and it's not. You don't know. I didn't understand the disease because there wasn't enough information out there. We need to get proper information so that when you are diagnosed, you get given a toilet card, you get given a package with all the information, what to do. You get given a phone number. I'd be happy if someone went in, a 16, 17, 18-year-old, 30-year-old, getting diagnosed. Here's Victoria Parr's phone number. Give her a call. See what life is going to be like in 5 years. And we need to all come together and help each other. And absolutely, I didn't think I'd be talking to you live on the radio, and it's a great experience. But we need to get the information out there so people aren't scared anymore. And the government, they need to recognise this as a long-term illness, and they don't yet. They don't know the cure of it. We have it for life, but they won't recognise us as a long-term illness, which is awful.